Barney, he'll wave a paw his friends to greet. Barney, Barney, he likes to hear a story or two. Barney, Barney, he wants to be a friend to you.
Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the Barney Bear Club. Here's Barney and he's waving already, aren't you? He's all excited about the story. You're going to wave to all the boys and girls and the bears as usual. Hello boys and girls, and hello to all the bears. Now today is the second chapter in the story of Ruth. Did you enjoy the first chapter, Barney? Can you remember what happened? It was all about a lady called Ruth. It was, wasn't it? And how far did we get with the story? What happened right at the end of the first chapter? Ruth went to work in Boaz's field, didn't she? And to glean. She went to gather up all the spare grain. Well, she took it home to Naomi, and Naomi was very pleased with all the work that she'd done. And she said to her, "Whose field did you go and work at?" And she said, "Somebody called Boaz." Said Naomi, "That is one of our kinsmen." What's a kinsman? Well, that means somebody who is a close relative. And that also means that in those days, when Naomi wanted to sell the land that her husband owned, Elimelech, he was one of the people who could buy the land. So Naomi said, "Right, Ruth, I want you to put your best clothes on and perfume, and then at night I want you to go to the threshing floor." What's the threshing floor? That was where, when they'd harvested all the grain, that was where it was all prepared, so it could go and be used for food at the threshing floor. And so she said, "Go to the threshing floor where Boaz is, and wait till he's eaten and drunk, and then when he goes and lies down, you go and lie down with him, and then he'll tell you what to do." So Ruth did as she was told, and she went and got all dressed up in her best clothes, and she put some perfume on, and she went to the threshing floor. And there's a picture, look, Barney. And so Boaz, he ate and drank as much as he wanted, and then he went to lay down. And meanwhile, Ruth went and she went to lay near him. And she did something which was a custom in those days, and she uncovered his feet as well. Now in the middle of the night, something startled Boaz. Is that your startled look, Barney? Do you want to do it again? And something startled Boaz. Yes, and he woke up. And he looked, and there was a lady laying near him. And he said, "Who are you?" And she said, "It's me, Ruth." And she said, "You put your cloak over me because you are our kinsman redeemer." And that meant that Boaz could buy Naomi's land, and it also meant that he would marry Ruth. So Boaz said, "Well," he said, "there is somebody who is a closer kinsman to me, and they will have the right to buy Naomi's land and to marry you first, so we have to give them the chance to do that." Anyway, Boaz said, "Now you go to sleep, Ruth, and we'll sort it out in the morning." So in the morning they got up, and Boaz said to Ruth, "Give me your shawl." So she took her shawl off, and he filled it up with barley, and he gave that back to her to take home. So he gave her some food. That was very kind, wasn't it? So she went back and she told her mother-in-law, Naomi, everything that had happened. And so Naomi said, "Well, we'll just wait and we'll see what happens next." So now the next part of the story. Boaz went to the town gate, and he waited for the other man to come, who was the closer relative and who would be the kinsman redeemer. And when he came, he took 10 elders And they all sat round, and Boaz explained to the man, he said, "You are the kinsman redeemer, the closest relative, so you are allowed to buy the land that Naomi is selling because her husband's died, and that also means that you will marry Ruth the Moabitess." And he said, "It's your choice if you want to do that." And so the other kinsman redeemer, he said, "Well, no, I can't do it." So he said, "You can do it," to Boaz. And so what the custom was in those days, the first man, he took his sandal off and he gave it to Boaz. And that was like signing an agreement that was saying, "You can do it." And so Boaz, he bought the land that Naomi was selling, and he married Ruth. So Ruth married a kind man, didn't she? And Ruth was a wonderful, faithful daughter-in-law, wasn't she? Because she left everything she knew and she came to Bethlehem. Now, have you brought your Barney bag with you today, Barney? I think you thought I'd forgotten about your Barney bag. Here it is. And we're going to look in your Barney bag and find out the name of the child that Ruth had when she married Boaz. Well, there's 4 letters. Take them out for you. Now, which one is the red letter, Barney? That's right, so put the red letter up first. And which one is the green letter? That's right. And which one is the pink letter? And which one is the blue letter? That's easy because there's only one left. That's right. And what name do we have? Obed, that's right. So Ruth had a son called Obed, which made Naomi very, very happy as well. And Obed, when he grew up, he became the father of a man called Jesse. And Jesse became the father of David. There's a King David in the Bible, that's right. Well, that's wonderful, isn't it? Did you like that story, Barney? Shall we have another look at Ruth? She's been dressed specially for us to tell this story. Isn't she lovely? And she was a faithful lady because she stuck by her mother-in-law, didn't she? You like that story very much? Good. I hope the boys and girls enjoyed it as well. Shall we say goodbye to them till next time? Bye, boys and girls, till next time for another story with the Barney Bear Club.
His name is Barney, Barney.